most pathetic person in the world is someone who has sight but no vision. Helen Keller said this in her quote as she described how people take lots of things in life for granted, like vision. Some people without vision have to envision their lives in a different aspect or a sense. Most people who live with a disability, physical or mental, has a very high stress level because of it. Most people don't really understand people with a disability, so I hope to help you guys understand more about a disability. I chose the topic of stargardts because stargardts is something that I was diagnosed with earlier this year, and in this speech I will be talking about what stargardts is, how it affects people, and my story about it, and then some cures for stargardts. According to lowvision.org, stargardts is a form of macular degeneration. Dr. Stargardts discovered this back in 1909. 1 in 20,000 people are diagnosed with stargardts under the age of 20. Both parents have to be carriers of the gene for stargardts for the child to be able to have stargardts. So it's a 25% if both parents have the gene. So let's talk about my story. I was diagnosed with stargardts back in March of 2017. It all started when I was having issues with my vision, so I asked my mom if we could go to the eye doctor. So once we got to the eye doctor, they thought that it was a lazy eye, but we talked more, we went through more testing with the doctors, and the doctors soon found out that it was actually a thinning in my retina. So my original eye doctor sent me to a retinal specialist. The retinal specialist did more testing. The testing soon discovered that I had stargardts. Once we found out that I had stargardts, my mom and I were very overwhelmed with the feeling, and we had many questions and concerns, and so we would ask the doctor about them. And after a few months with having to deal with knowing that I had stargardts, it was very difficult because I lost my license, and that caused me to have to stop working because of transportation issues. But that also had issues with my schooling because I couldn't see the whiteboard, nor could I see font that was smaller than 24. So that caused a big issue in my schooling. But it didn't stop me from achieving my goals, and I joined the cheerleading squad for the 4th year, and I was labeled the captain, so that was a good experience. And after that, I was accepted onto the All-American Varsity Cheer Squad, which gets to take a trip to London. After, I also joined the bowling team, which helped me get involved more with the community and have more friends that accepted me for me. So this did not stop me from achieving all of my goals, and it helped me keep moving on and push me to do better in school even with my disease, and it helped me gain more strength to want to do more than I've done before in the past. Now that I've told you about my story, I'm going to move into more of what people see when they have stargardts. When you it's like looking at the sun, and then once you look away, you see those little black spots. That's how it is for my vision all the time. Or another way to explain it is if you hold your fist out, and if whatever is behind your fist is blocking, that is what I can't see, because it's if I look directly at it, it disappears completely. So that is another way. People also describe it as looking through a diamond. So I looked more into research after I found out that I had stargardts about what things could help like fix stargardts, and they don't really have a cure at the moment. But they've looked in. But according to the nei.nih.gov, they've been doing drug tests on mice that have been approved by the FDA that has helped with stargardts a little bit. But they've also tried gene therapy, which replaces and repairs the gene cell. So that's helped with like fixing up the gene. They've also done STEM research that has great promise for people with stargardts. They don't really have the cure for it though, but they still are testing it more, but they hope that it will end up having a great cure for it. All right, I talked about what stargardts was, and then how stargardts had affected my life. And I also talked about the different cures that they are hopefully gonna come up with. Referring back to Helen Keller's quote, most people don't take a lot of things for granted and just let the small things go outside of their like bigger picture, which isn't always a good thing, because once you stop paying attention to those small things, once they're gone, it's gonna hurt you a lot more. So I live without sight, but hopefully I have a better vision for my life. So thank you guys. Have a good night.